Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man X. In the last episode, we took down 2 more bosses, leaving us with only 3 stages remaining in the first part of the game. In this episode, we're going to start out with everyone's bane, the water level. Interesting piece of trivia about the episode we're doing today. In Mega Man X, the entire series, there's only 2 sets of brothers. I mean, I'm not really sure how robots can be brothers, but alright, whatever. The point is that the 2 sets of brothers involve the 2 bosses we're going to be fighting today. Launch Octopus has a brother in a later game, Squid Adler, sorry, and Boomerang Weapons has a brother in Crystal Beetle from one of the later games. So, the reason why I don't like the water level in this game is that there's 4 mini-bosses instead of the normal 2 or none, which is just ridiculous. I mean, it's just a pain. Like, I really don't want to fight 4 mini-bosses because it just slows down the stage so much. And I really hate those seahorses that just pop out of nowhere. About the first mini-boss here, you're going to want to shoot that top camera off, because instead of dropping 1 set of power-ups like most enemies do, he'll drop 2 instead. And since you fight him twice in the stage, it's really going to help you keep your energy levels up if you have trouble with him or with some of the later enemies. So just shoot him down, see how he drops that first set of power-ups, and then he's going to drop a second set as well. So by destroying the camera, you basically get a free bonus set of power-ups, which is always nice. And these fish, if you let them swallow you and you shoot them quick, you don't take any damage. So it's easier to just let them swallow you rather than trying to dodge them, because if you just make contact. Now, the challenge about this boss coming up again is obviously the spikes, because he's going to start using a suction and a vacuum to either drag you towards him or blow you away. So the best way to do that is just to jump over it and then just bide your time and hit your shots, and then as he tries to suck you forward, just jump back. And he's down pretty easily. So, just wondering how you guys are. I'm kind of down because the Celtics just lost, which sucks. I'm a Boston kid, so I'm a diehard Celtics fan, so it was rough to see. Oklahoma City beat the crap out of them. Well, the Celtics came back late, but it was bad. They gave up 70-something points in the first half. Now, the reason why I'm up here is that the heart container in this stage is incredibly cleverly hidden. In order to access it, you have to destroy this boat. And then, by destroying the boat, you're going to knock out the floor underneath us. See this floor that you're falling through. Now, in order to get the heart container, you have to do this. You have to destroy this boat. And by doing so, you're going to access this room with spikes. In this room is our second mini-boss, which we will also be fighting twice. This robotic snake. The best way to fight this boss is to pretty much just stay on top of him at all times. And when he turns, just jump back on top. And he'll keep spinning around, and you just gotta bide your time, and sometimes he'll knock you off like that, in which case just fall back down to the bottom, wait for him to come back, and finish him off. He takes a lot of hits, unfortunately, or at least it seems like a lot. All mini-bosses in this game have 64 health points, which is, it's actually double what all the real bosses have, which is kind of interesting to me that a mini-boss such as these little ones have more hit points than any one stage of the final boss. I just find that weird that they take more hits than anybody, including Sigma. So, we defeat our boss, get our heart container, that's number 6 out of 8. So, as you can probably guess, we're nearing the end of the game now. And we'll continue with the stage. Not much to really say anymore, because the water, I just hate it. It slows the game down, and with how much Mega Man floats in the water, yeah, it's nice to be able to jump really high and to float, but I don't like it when it's paced this slowly. And as I said earlier, fighting 4 mini-bosses in one stage really just makes the stage grind to a halt, rather than being free-flowing like the other stages in the game. I guess it's just thankful that they only put 1 water stage in this game rather than more than 1. There is a small water section later, but it's not a full stage, and it's very brief, so no reason to cry over that. But, so, kind of ran out of stuff to talk about this mini-boss. You can fight him twice, and the strategy is the same. So I'm just glad that we're moving on from that. And, we're about to fight the boss here. Launch Octopus. His weakness is Rolling Shield. There's also an alternate way to fight him, once we get a weapon from the next stage we're going to be playing, and I'll show that when we fight him again. Spoilers, you fight all the Mavericks again, which is something you're going to do in every single Mega Man game, so it's not really that much of a spoiler. You're going to fight all the Robot Masters a second time in the final 4 stages of the game. But, so, this tornado, if you get sucked into that tornado, Launch Octopus will leech health off you, so don't do that. Just dash out of it. This boss, for some reason, it's really... I can't seem to avoid getting hit by this guy. I mean, I don't have problems beating him, because it's quick, and he takes more damage than I do, but I just get hit a lot for some reason. But, fortunately, he's down, which means I can say, good riddance to the water level. Thank God. From him, we get homing torpedoes, which are damn useful. In the later stages, if there's parts with tough enemies, it's very useful to be able to just have homing torpedoes so you can stay somewhat sheltered and take them out gradually. Also, homing torpedo is the weakness of our next boss, Boomerang Weapons, who's very hard to fight if you don't have these weapons. So I'd highly advise fighting Launch Octopus before fighting Boomerang Weapons. And on that note, we're going to stage 7. Which might be my favorite stage in the game. It's either this or Chill Penguins. Partially because I just love the music. So I'm just going to let you guys listen to that for a minute before I come back in with the commentary. My apologies for that awful rendition of Boomerang Weapons' theme, but I can't seem to resist whenever I jump into the stage to sing along with that beginning part. I just love it. It's so great. And this stage has a pretty interesting theme here. It's a lot of climbing. There's pretty much very minimal horizontal movement in either direction. It's a lot of climbing, which is not Mega Man's strong suit, unfortunately. Even though you can jump on walls, keeping him confined like this, especially fighting these turtle enemies, makes it so you really have to take it slow. I advise either using Storm Tornado, which takes these guys out in one hit, as long as you place the tornado well, or just waiting on the ladder to charge up your Stage 3 Buster, which will take him out in a flash as well. Now this part, as you could probably guess, those spikes on the bottoms of the platforms, instant kill. So, if I were you, I wouldn't try to be sitting under the platforms. Fortunately, this thing doesn't move very fast, so it's pretty easy to just hop around. And the only problem is, again, if you remember from episodes ago when I mentioned the knockback, those little flying enemies can cause problems and knock you back into the spike platforms. So you just gotta be careful. Now, we're outside the tower here, which is kind of cool. I do like how you're climbing up these little balconies here. It just looks cool. And it's a different touch compared to the rest of the level, which keeps you so confined. Instead, you're like in the wide open. Now, coming up here in a second is going to be the heart container, which, interestingly enough, you're not supposed to be able to get until... I shouldn't say you're not supposed to be able to get, but the game design, you were supposed to have to play this stage twice, because the way you're supposed to get this heart container out here is to use the boomerang, which we're going to get from this boss. However, there's another way to do it. If you have the Stage 3 X-Buster and Shotgun Ice, which I do, you can use Shotgun Ice to build a platform, and then let the platform skid out, and just a quick... Oh, I screwed it up. It's just a quick little dash jump off that platform, and if you time it right, you can hop onto that platform and get this without coming back, just like that. I can't believe I screwed up that jump. It's such an easy jump. Sorry about that. Anyways, so we're going to continue through the stage here. It's fairly easy, and we're actually almost to the boss. Which is that, again, this boss becomes a joke with the homing torpedoes, because you can literally just keep shooting, and the torpedoes do all the work for you, and all you really have to do is stay high up on the wall, and there's really no way for him to hit you. So, again, kind of sad that it's that easy, but without the torpedoes, he's very difficult, because he's a very fast boss, and he teleports. He actually teleports, so... But your missiles can actually follow him while he vanishes, because the game says that they lock onto his energy signature is the reason for that. But so we're going to fight him here, and as you can see, he's very quick, so if you just slip off the wall for like a second, he's going to hit you. But as long as you stay in the air, stay high up in the air, on the walls, he can't touch you. So, I'm just going to fight him here, and shoot him down, and he's dead. So, that was pretty quick. You know what? I'm going to do some more backtracking to avoid having to backtrack too much after we beat the 8th boss, which just wouldn't be nice. I'll go back to Spark Banjul stage and pick up another item that we missed last time because we actually needed the boomerang to get it. But now, as I spoiled, my apologies, from the boss named Kuwanger, we get the boomerang cutter. I know it's very shocking, but this boomerang, this has a ton of uses, which the game doesn't tell you. You have to find out for yourself. But fortunately for you guys, I'm here to show you what their uses are. Now, not only can the boomerang kill enemies as its boomerang, it can pick up items, which you'll use, first of all, to get a Subtank in this level. Second of all, you're going to need it to beat Sting Chameleon, our last Robot Master. You can also use it on 2 of the other Robot Masters to effectively cripple them. You can use it on Flame Mammoth, and you can use it on Launch Octopus to take away some of their best attacks. But now, we're going to use the boomerang. A guide to using the boomerang. If you stay stationary on the ground, the boomerang goes upwards. If you jump, the boomerang goes downwards. So that's just a tip on how to move the boomerang. And what's nice is, as the boomerang, you get it back. If as long as you don't hit an enemy, like you see here, you hit an enemy, so you lose boomerangs. Which, so nicely, they gave me the weapon energy, so I have full boomerang now. But, so I'm going to take this time to just show a few of the weapons that I haven't showed yet. Show their full potential here. So here's the platform. You can actually use that to absolutely destroy enemies. The only problem is it takes forever. The homing torpedoes look like this. As you can see, they home in on the enemy, pretty basic. And if you charge them up fully, you might have picked it up at the beginning of my boss battle here. They turn into these fish, and they're homing fish. I don't know why they chose that. Rolling shield, that's the rolling shield. And fully charged, as you can guess, it makes a shield, which will absorb a hit from an enemy, like that. Fire wave, I've shown you that. Storm tornado, I've shown you that. Electric spark. This one's pretty cool. The fully charged weapon, it turns into these pillars that cover the whole screen, which if there's a high concentration of enemies, it's a great way to take them out quick. Is there any other that I haven't shown you yet? Boomer, ice, missile. No, that looks like I've shown you all the weapons. So, just try to keep in mind as you're playing that every weapon has an alternative fire mode, all 8 sub-weapons, and they're all very useful. So, instead of fighting this mini-boss, I hate this guy, we're going to jump out of the level here, and that's going to do it for this episode. As you can see, we now have all 4 sub-tanks, 6 of 8 heart containers, 7 of 8 heart containers, and 7 of 8 sub-weapons. So in the next episode, we're going to take on our final Robot Master, and then hop into the endgame. So, thanks for watching, Mega Man X, and I'll see you guys next time.